This is the story of a 15-year-old boy named Daniel who was living peacefully with his family. He belonged to a very rich family and was the only child of his parents. His parents had provided him with all the facilities and comforts of life, and he was very close to both of them. But one night changed his life completely. That night, his parents were coming to collect him from his friend's birthday party. They were driving through the woods when suddenly a strange woman came in front of their car out of nowhere. Daniel's dad lost control and their car hit the woman. The accident was so brutal that the woman and they both died on the spot. Daniel was shattered. After their death, Daniel was left all alone, with no family to turn to except for his aunt and uncle who lived in another town. His aunt and uncle were very sweet and humble. They did not have a child of their own, so they were really happy to raise Daniel as their own son. However, Daniel was in a miserable state and had no other choice but to go with them. His aunt and uncle were rather poor and lived in a very secluded area, in a small cottage away from all the hustle and bustle. Their house was in the middle of nowhere. This really bothered Daniel. He could not see any neighboring house for miles. Despite being with his relatives, he felt lonely and started to miss his dead parents even more. But his aunt and uncle were extremely loving and caring towards him, doing their best to comfort him. Slowly, Daniel was starting to feel much better and was settling down. He started smiling again and was getting very close to them, but he still missed his parents very much. One night, Daniel woke up to something that shook his soul. At the window stood a woman, still, silent, watching him. He tried to scream, but no sound came. He tried to move, but his body wouldn't respond. And then she was gone, as if she had never been there at all. Next morning, he told his aunt and uncle, but they didn't believe him. They said they'd lived here for years and nothing strange had ever happened. But Daniel was sure about what he saw. And the very next night, he heard someone walking in his room. He could not see a thing because the room was dark. "Auntie, is that you?" No answer, only the sound of something retreating. Then silence. Daniel told his aunt and uncle everything. He was terrified and looked miserable. They were really worried for him. The next few nights, Daniel could not sleep at all. He was afraid to even close his eyes. This was really affecting his health. He wouldn't talk or behave like he used to. They could not bear to see his health deteriorate like that. They felt as if they were losing their own child. And when they could not do anything to save him, they decided to take him to a good psychiatrist. After examining Daniel's condition, the psychiatrist told them that Daniel is suffering from severe mental trauma after his parents' sudden death. It seems the loss of his parents affected him so deeply, both mentally and emotionally, that he has developed schizophrenia, a condition causing him to see things which aren't real. He prescribed Daniel strong antipsychotic medications and told them that he must take these regularly. Otherwise, Daniel's condition could deteriorate to the point of no return. His aunt and uncle started taking care of Daniel more than ever. They made sure he took his medications regularly. But sadly, his condition was not improving. One night, his uncle felt really sick and his aunt had to rush him to the hospital in the middle of the night. Daniel was asleep. His aunt didn't want to wake him, afraid he might not fall back to sleep, so she locked him in the house and drove to the hospital. Daniel heard the car leaving and woke up. He realized he was all alone in the house. Anxiety hit him like a wave. Any second, she would appear from the dark, and there would be nobody to save him tonight. When he couldn't find his pills, he ran to his aunt's bedroom. He had to find them. He started searching, but he couldn't see them anywhere. And then, in the back of the wardrobe, he found it. A mask, a woman's face, pale, lifelike, the exact face he had seen at the window. That night, Daniel found out the truth. His aunt and uncle were behind all of it. Their plan was to drive him insane and send him to an asylum so they could claim all the wealth his parents had left for him. They would have succeeded if Daniel hadn't found that mask. Daniel left their house, he called the police, and his greedy aunt and uncle finally got what they deserved.